method of business would persist until the formation of the National Wrestling Alliance in 1948. The NWA as a central governing body, with its singular, undisputed world champion, would be absolute and undeniable. This control, combined with the expansion of the interstate highway system, and the inevitable popularity and availability of regional television, would usher in an era of wrestling that was defined by what would come to be known as the territory system. The territory system would dominate wrestling for nearly 4 decades. While the borders, authority, popularity, and obedience of individual NWA territories was in a near constant state of flux, to this day the impact and influence of these territories is still felt. Each territory had its own signature promoter and star. While it is impossible to cram these characteristics into a static, concrete map, we are damn sure going to try anyway.
So open up your eyes way before it gets too late. Now one man, there's no way you can hit the streetlights running, don't give a damn. A simple explanation that you'll never find. Sinners never sacrifice. We never leave love alone. Is hate really worth the price? Look at what we've done. Never care for compromise. Always threatening someone's life, and it feels like the end of the world.
All right, welcome to another episode of This Week in Pro Wrestling with your host, Monte and the Pharaoh. So, Jimmy, the big news this week, wrestling headlines, usually talk wrestling, but the big news, and we're filming this on a Thursday, so everybody's jumping on it already, but headlines is Mandy Rose was released from the WWE on Tuesday, I believe, or maybe before that. Mandy Rose issues a statement on WWE release. Mandy Rose is grateful to her fans. WWE released Mandy Rose on Wednesday, and the former NXT Women's Champion has now commented on the move. Mandy, now posting under Mandy Sachs, shared the following statement on her fan time page, which, by the way, Monte and Pharaoh have a fan time page. Didn't know it existed, but we have a page too on there. Hey guys, thank you for all the messages. I'm overwhelmed with all the love and support from you guys, and don't worry, the page is still up. According to a report from Fightful, there he is, Sean Ross Stapp of Fightful Select. Mandy Rose was released by the company due to risque content she posted on her paywalled fan time page. Some of the content reportedly leaked online this weekend, and it put the WWE officials in a tough position due to explicit nature of the content. Mandy dropped the NXT Women's Championship to Roxanne Perez in a shocker last Tuesday. And as of writing of this, the WWE has not made an official announcement regarding her release. Thoughts?
There's no official announcement yet regarding her release?
That's what it says.
What does that mean? Does that mean that we're just going on rumors, or has she been released?
Well,
or they just haven't issued a statement?
I just don't think they've issued a statement, right?
Okay, that's fine. Have you seen the pictures?
It's not the pictures, it's the videos.
Oh, it's content. I don't know what it is.
I did see the video. So
okay.
there's one video of her. She's in a sauna. And
wow, how risque.
Well, she's naked, and she shows a breast. You could see her breasts.
Never seen one of those? Go ahead.
The next one is a very, very attractive Mandy Rose in a bikini bottom.
Okay.
With a what do you call it, like a string, G-string. Okay. And she brings the camera down from her stomach and her breast, which are covered, down to her G-string, and you can see her vag. She puts a camera over her vag.
Hello.
Then at some point she puts her hand down her panties.
This is getting...
Okay.
Anything else? Does she pull out
a
a
toy? And then
toy?
she comes out. No, it doesn't go that far.
You had me going.
But very, very erotic.
Okay.
Okay. And the last is Mandy Rose in a fur coat where she's holding her breast apart and she's turning around. She's in a same G-string as the other video.
Okay.
And she's kind of twerking. Mm-hmm. And,
Right.
just explicit.
I got to ask something.
I don't know.
Does she want to be a professional wrestler for the WWE or an adult film star? Because it sounds like she wants to be a soft porn adult film star.
Well, we do know these
Soft porn.
the third party deals that they have, and they're all making lots of money off of this.
Right.
I don't think she wants to be a porn star. I think she wants to give. Well, you know what? That's a really good question. Like, I always felt Mandy
Okay.
was a higher level
Of looks?
of female.
Because she is.
But like,
Yeah.
I always thought she held herself in higher regard. Even though I did enjoy the videos.
In higher regard, what do you mean? That she wouldn't do something
I
along these lines?
I
Fair
thought
enough.
she would be
More ladylike?
Yes, thank you. Bet that's lack of a better word.
I have no issue with you thinking that. That's fine. That makes sense.
But I will say the videos were fantastic.
She's HAF, and you know what that stands for.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm curious about, though, and I don't have the answer. I'm not sure you do either. But wouldn't stuff like this be spelled out in the contract not to do things like this?
So, in the contract, there's a moral standard in there, which the company decides if you're within that moral.
Paige came back after that video got out, but let me guess. The difference is what Mandy did was intentional, and what Paige did got leaked out. Paige never intended it to be leaked
and this
out.
got
So
leaked
this
out,
is how
but
they
she was doing it
flex
intentionally.
their-
Yes, very
this is
good.
how they flex
yes.
their standard.
100%,
Very
100%.
interesting. What's
Now-
his name? Will never get a job there again, though. The other guy in the video with Xavier.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
referee.
he's
whatever
not. He's
fuck,
not
yeah.
getting though. The
No.
Bischoff look-alike. He ain't
Yes.
getting no job again.
He was actually that guy did well for himself though.
He
He did very well for
He did
himself.
very
He was
well.
nailing every
he was,
chick
he
there.
was a collector.
Well, I think he had Bliss.
Wow.
I think he had Mandy. Wow. So
I don't
whatever.
know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't want to throw that out there.
Yeah, let's not.
So, but here's the thing.
Hey, she's got enough problems.
So everybody's in an uproar, right?
Yeah.
Let's call it like we see it. We're huge Mandy Rose fans.
Yeah, I've always
She's
liked
done a
her.
great job in NXT.
You know what I think between the lines, and look, it's just my theory. It doesn't mean that it's true or false. It could be either. I think that Mandy Rose, on looks alone, had a lot of jealousy going on in that locker room.
Sure.
I think that honestly, now that I see how things turn out and how she was acting up and stuff, and I almost feel like she did this to get fired. You got to know that you're going to get in trouble.
Well,
for
we
this.
don't even know she have. Maybe they said, "Hey, take those videos down," and she said, "Fuck you, I'm not going to."
It could have been
Whatever,
her way
you
of
never
going,
know.
this is how I get out
Go-
of
go
here.
ahead. Yeah,
and
go
I
ahead.
wind up looking hot as HAF on the
Right.
way out the door.
Right.
I can see, listen, we know that Becky and Charlotte, there's
Right.
a lot of catfighting.
Sure.
Could you imagine how they probably looked at Mandy? She can't wrestle as good as us, and she thinks she's that little Barbie doll, no talent motherfucker.
Right.
I can hear the girls doing that.
Absolutely.
I can. So who knows?
Yeah, quick
Who knows
side
what
note though,
happened
you know
here?
she said the cattiness?
Yeah.
When it's the men, we're like, oh, they're just not getting along, they're fighting. With the women, we say they're cattiness. I just think it's the same thing. Everybody's fighting
Of
for
course,
the top,
it's the
right?
same thing. I'm just using a
No, I get it.
cartoon
Right.
exaggeration for
Sure.
like when Joey Styles used to scream.
But do you
"Cat fight!"
think as men know that we look as when the women are fighting to get onto the top, we look at them as cat fighting, but when men we're like, okay, they're fighting for their spot.
I look at it like you said. It's all just the same, but we use different terms for different sexes.
So-
that doesn't make it right, but that's the way it is.
There
That's the way it is.
definitely is a distinct possibility that Mandy's making more money off these sites.
Is there?
Well, all right. So
Is there?
understand this.
I wonder. I don't know.
Mandy, again, we're
It's a lot
huge
of money.
fans. Mandy was not a very good wrestler. She did in the main roster. Let's be
Borderline.
honest. She did, with Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
I love them, but overall, their wrestling ability was not good.
I agree with those.
They tried her with Otis.
Right.
That skit was okay during COVID, but overall, Mandy was not good. Mm-hmm. They brought her to the NXT WWE move, and she, through hard work, did a great job.
I thought she did much better.
But
as she did.
you don't think she's a top tier
No, you know what
wrestler, though?
You know what
do
I think, though? Like Bill Parcells used to say, your record is what your record says you are. Your booking in the, you know how reality, perception, and
yeah, sure.
Your booking is the reality of who you are.
Well done.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what I think would have, the only thing that I think would have ever worked for Mandy was to book her the way they book Alexa and put her at the top of and don't flinch much. Don't flinch much. Years go by, Mandy gets better as she's been getting better.
Right.
Eventually, people go, you know what? She's come a long way. I give her props now. That's the only way Mandy was ever going to be an Alexa Bliss or a Becky.
The
Lynch. Nobody's going to be Becky.
WWE made the
I'm just
right
saying.
move with her. They did.
They did to send her down, but obviously, I honestly feel like they kept her down there way too long.
Really?
That was just my
with
opinion.
Toxic Attraction?
You might have been enjoying it, you and the 3 other people who are now tuning into NXT, because NXT is just falling the F apart.
The numbers haven't been pretty
Are
bad.
they starting to get better?
They've been
Because
pretty good.
honestly, I mean, I don't really...
Good for NXT. They're in the 600,000 range, right?
That's my whole point, though, about NXT. NXT, once upon a time, was a legitimate third brand for this company. Now I don't feel that way. I feel like it's an appendix.
Again, not to veer off this subject, but when people talk about things being over, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right. NXT is a niche audience.
It's not good right now.
It's not much way to... But again, I heard some podcasters talking about how the WWE doesn't know what to do with this outside gimmickry, like, Broken Matt Hardy. They screwed it all up. Broken Matt Hardy was not over. It was good for the niche audience that thought it was fun.
Redefine that sentence and you'll be completely correct. Broken Matt Hardy was over with the niche wrestling.
Yes.
That's it.
But fans
Not
weren't
the big-
running to go see Broken Matt Hardy.
And here's the facts, too. Matt Hardy is just half of the Hardy Boys was way more over for such a much longer time with much more gross profit, with a much bigger platform and company.
That's over, by the way. Gross profit is over.
Very.
Anything beyond, like, just
Very
because
over.
someone likes something.
Right.
Like, example, FTR.
Yeah.
Great tag team.
They are great.
Guess what?
Not very much of a gross profit.
But they're not over.
Compared to the Usos?
They're not over.
Here's some gross profit.
Well, PWI came on top tag teams, and the Usos won, and people like, FTR, the Briscoes.
Just stop
The
it,
Briscoes
man.
and FTR are not over.
It's just amazing. These same people who bitch if you pushed them out in front of a crowd of 4, they'd probably pee in their pants.
Yeah,
and here's the Usos performing in front of hundreds of thousands of people on the top level with the ultimate storyline. We haven't seen one of these in years, if we've seen one like this at all. The whole bloodline thing. This is one of the great storylines.
Now, if you want to say the Sesame
One of the
crew,
great ones.
the Sesame guys,
Stop
whatever,
with the
they could be.
scissors.
They
If
could
you have
be
a
over.
If you have a scissor, do a scissor thing with me.
It will never happen.
It's just not
I
happening.
wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah, well, thank God for that. No wonder we have a show.
Let's just bring it back to Mandy Rose real quick.
Sure.
Though. So Mandy makes this move. It could have been like you said. She says, "I'm out of here. I want to be fired."
Yeah. Could have
Put
been.
Mandy Rose into the regular world, out of the wrestling world. With all the beautiful
got a
actresses
job.
and
She's still
everything
got
else.
a job.
But again,
Someone's hiring her.
But is she one of the ultimate gorgeous women in the entire world? I bet you can name a kabillion women that you find more attractive than Mandy Rose.
That's an interesting comment. I would like to think that in the penthouse of gorgeous women, I think there's a spot for Mandy Rose.
Yeah, sure.
She's gorgeous. Yeah, she's top shelf. Just because that one time I picked Selena Vega over her doesn't mean...
You did, by the way.
And I still do, by the way. But it doesn't mean that Mandy Rose
but
is
does she
not
just
top
become
shelf.
just
She
another
is.
pretty face then? Just like Paige did, right?
You're
off the machine.
You
All of a
gotta
sudden
be-
you're off the machine.
You got to be careful when you no longer want to be part of the road crew for Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, right.
You might wind up working at a bar.
There you go. Couldn't be said better than that. but that's exactly right. It's like
You know?
you make all this money off your fan pages. That's great because
Right.
you're Mandy Rose of the WWE.
That's right. You forget-
now,
now
you're Mandy Sack,
It happens.
and you're just that's her
Mandy Sack.
Sack. So her last name Sack of Tomato, whatever Sack of Romano.
Gotcha. Oh boy.
So now someone
The next Zack is gonna bring back Zack.
So now AEW waits the 30 days. Now we could bring Mandy Rose in.
Yeah.
Mandy Rose is not moving the needle for AEW women's division.
No, and I
In fact, she'll go to oblivion, and she'll have ruined her career because she'll never go back to WWE.
I can't disagree. I can't agree more with the fact that she's disagreeing with Bliss. It's Bliss. It's bliss to be discovered and signed by the WWE. It's a complete blessing and a gift from the maker above.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how it always seems to happen. They get so wrapped up in themselves. Now, this may not be Mandy's case, but they get so wrapped up in themselves that they completely think, I could do just fine without this.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, you're
Not
right.
everybody is like John Lennon and Paul McCartney and can crank out one number one after another. That's the exception to the rule.
Again, I'm a huge Mandy Rose fan, but here's a perfect example. Amid rumors, Sasha Banks sits in the forefront of a huge shift in the women's division.
Huge shift.
Sasha Banks potentially being done with the WWE feels like it's best. showing signs that she is heading, thanks to PW Insider, that she's going to do New Japan, right?
As,
Pro Wrestling
wait a minute.
Kingdom.
What's her name? Mercedes
Fernando,
Vernado.
her real name.
Boy, that rolls off the tongue just like Sasha
And
Banks.
according to Wrestling Observer, she is heading to AEW.
Oh, well, that's Meltzer.
Oh, she's going to AEW.
Is she?
And if I'm Tony Khan...
She called Meltzer first,
We spoke
right?
about this months ago.
Yeah.
I'm Tony Khan.
Yeah, you grab her.
That's the person I'm throwing the bucks at.
You grab her, but you know
Needle
something?
mover. Needle mover.
Here's where...
You know she's coming on
Here's-
Wednesday night. Are you going to make sure you watch?
Nope.
Wow. Really?
Nope. You
Wow.
know why I'm not going to make sure I watch? Because after a little while, I didn't even make sure I watched a whining CM Punk.
But you did.
Chubsy Wubsy Chris Jericho.
Right.
John Moxley doing Dean Ambrose on serious anger pills. You know, no, it's not going to make me go running. And I'm kind of, what do you think about her going to New Japan? I'm laughing my ass off.
I think she's smart. She's making money.
No, she's going to make some money, but
Crazy
what do you
money.
think that's going to ultimately do for the subscribers to the New Japan Network? Americans are going to just jump all over it and give them their $9.99.
I would tell you,
Nope.
I'm going to tell you right now, I believe, yes, she is a needle mover. Remember we talked about who you'd bring in, right? And I said that would be the person I would bring
Right.
in.
Right.
That's the person I would bring in.
Okay, so
she's
here's-
bigger than CM Punk. She's bigger than all of them.
Sasha Banks is not bigger than CM Punk to wrestling fans. Why do you?
Disagree.
Who is she going
to the niche wrestling fan,
Who-
to the CM Punk
CM
wrestling
Punk
fan.
has made more fans in his career than Sasha Banks.
How many?
has.
How many? How many?
Sorry.
How many kid fans do you think are out there? Girl fans of Sasha Banks?
I don't know.
I guarantee.
I can't answer, but she
CM
hasn't
Punk
been on
couldn't
television
sniff them.
in well,
Guarantee.
the kid fans
Doesn't matter.
Of course not.
But that's it. That's it.
That's not the entire market. Come on now, cut it out. That's being
Okay,
silly.
so take out your 600,000.
Why don't we just get to
30-year-olds.
the basics? Why don't you just tell me who exactly Sasha Banks is going to have awesome programs with if she goes? Come on.
Page? I keep calling her Page.
I
but yeah,
thought we
Paige.
were just saying who knows how many bumps she could take.
Don't
in the
know.
ring.
Don't
now
know.
she's going to have
You
an
asked-
awesome,
you
legendary
said, who
program.
can she have a program?
Give me
with?
somebody that we know for sure will hang in there.
Will
for a
hang
full-
in there
for a full
in
program.
AEW.
Yeah, you got anybody?
It's got to be Britt Baker's the only one, and Britt Baker's an average wrestler, so I
you.
agree.
There you
But that's
go.
why I went towards Paige,
Right.
Because at least with Paige, if she can hang in there, you know it's going to be a good match.
Do you think that Charlotte will wind up there?
No,
You sure?
which no, they're purposely holding Charlotte out. There's a reason here.
Interesting.
Dude, that
Interesting.
WrestleMania this year is going to be so off the hook.
Yeah,
We're
it
going to
should-
get
should
blown
be.
away.
It should
It's going to be.
But wouldn't that be where we see Sasha return? Why would Triple H even let her go anywhere
Because
else?
I think
Do you think they're going to let her
No,
just go
I
anywhere
think-
else without giving her a huge offer?
I think Sasha Banks is. You spoke about be careful what you think you are.
Right.
Sasha Banks, I think, knows what her market is now.
Okay.
And I think Sasha Banks thinks she's a lot more special than she really is.
Okay.
She's special, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I think she's overblown. But we're not talking
I
Aaron
agree.
Judge here,
This is
right?
what I'm saying. I was just about to bring him up. Does she think by doing this, she's going to drive her price up?
Oh, you know Tony Khan is breaking. I'm talking.
Not to Tony Khan, to Triple H to
No,
keep her.
I say she's looking for $5-6 million a year.
If you're Triple H, do you let her go? Or
Yes.
do you give her whatever the
You
F
let her
she
go.
wants?
You let her go.
Then how valuable can she be to you, Mike?
Here's the reason. This is why Vince McMahon is smarter than everybody watching this program right now.
Well, he's home right now.
Smarter than you and I.
Well, I know he's smarter
right?
than me.
The reason he's smarter,
Yeah.
he made his organization
About
his organization.
being the star.
The days of-
organization itself.
You being bigger. So guess what, Sasha? You're
Right.
great. We'd love to have you.
Right.
Have a good. Listen, you don't think the WWE wanted Mandy Rose to leave? Hell no.
I would think not.
But guess what? You know what? I'd rather have the Mattel
Right.
advertiser
Well,
than have Mandy Rose wrestle on my
then I
NXT
guess what
program.
I've been debating with you about, I'm with Triple H. Go ahead, go. You know, go.
Well,
I
this
don't think
one,
you're all
this
that.
one, I'm very proud of
What's that?
because Triple H has been saying what I've been saying for the last 7 months.
What's that?
Triple H is severely underwhelmed by the handful of returning talent,
He didn't name
according to the
any of
tweet
them.
post by WrestleVote. Say Triple H and others have said they're severely underwhelmed by the handful of certain acts rehired by the WWE. You don't have to name them, Jimmy. You know who they are.
I want to know who they are.
Gargano.
Gargano. They
Gargano.
haven't even used him in anything.
Oh my
Go
God,
ahead.
he's on Raw every week. And
Yeah,
to
By the way, did you hear that this ridiculous rumor that Triple H is purposely tanking Raw?
No, I didn't hear that rumor.
Whoa. Yeah, that's what I heard. I had read something, not that I put any stock in it, but I was like, whoa, what's this?
You got Gargano. Mm-hmm. The what do you call it? Dollar Crew. Those
I can't stand
people.
those guys.
But
and I'm not a fan
terrible.
of Gargano
They're terrible.
Although I
Half
think
the
Gargano
women that
can
he's
wrestle.
bringing up from NXT are awful.
Oh, please.
It's bad.
That's your specialty,
But
not mine.
it's the. This is why you hated NXT. You hate NXT now.
I think it's terrible.
But that's the talent that was there. They're
Yeah.
not over.
They're not
I
doing
would
it.
say. I would say Karrion Kross is doing a good job.
I got to admit,
Him and Charlotte.
this has
Scarlett.
not been what I hoped it would be.
Really.
Yeah. He's underwhelming me.
Triple H is underwhelming you.
Karrion Kross is underwhelming.
Wow,
me.
really?
Yeah.
I can understand that.
I'm not going wild over this.
Well, let's be honest. Triple H with Raw is underwhelming me.
It's not good.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
surprised.
the same
and
old,
then
same
and
old.
it got recent that it's not good.
Well, it's funny.
It was pretty good when he first
We're
kicked it
gonna
off.
talk about Vince, but they did a documentary on Vice on Tuesday, right? Which is basically a recap of all the Vice programs.
Okay.
It was just really bad. It was one of the worst documentaries I've ever
Okay.
seen. But you have all these pro wrestling experts on there. Always at the end, like,
Wait a
since-
minute. Were they playing themselves? Were they portraying themselves?
They were portraying themselves.
Must have been surreal.
It must have been
It
surreal.
must have been unbelievable.
So
experts.
they're
Wrestling
sitting there
experts.
and
Nothing
they're
like
talking
'em.
about since the turnover and Vince is gone, Raw has been such a better show. It's really improving. Raw is okay.
It's okay.
But so is Dynamite is
Right.
okay.
I got you.
It's wrestling.
Right.
There's nothing.
SmackDown kicks
Listen,
ass.
SmackDown kicks. No,
SmackDown kicks
only
ass.
kicks ass when the bloodline's on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Wow. So at the end of the day, the bloodline kicks ass.
That's right.
And wrestling in general is underperforming.
That's right. You're right.
Wow.
You're right.
Damning
You're
statement.
right. You are right.
That's messed up.
Well, being
well,
off
you
that
know.
underperforming, rumors have it out there that former WWE CEO Vince McMahon has regrets about stepping down, and he wants to return. What do you think?
What's the words and number of the beast? I'm coming back. I will return.
That's right.
I will ruin your status on the card, and I'll make you burn. Wow, he ain't coming back. They won't even. Don't they have to make a vote of some kind to let him back?
Yeah.
Isn't there some sort of vote?
There's some because it's publicly traded.
Do you think that they'd let him back?
Well, here's the thing.
He owns 80% of it. Can't
That's
he
what I'm
just fire
saying.
them?
The vote really isn't
Yeah.
going to matter. It's like,
Wow.
Okay. Don't say anything about
Okay.
elections. We might get knocked off again.
I'm not saying nothing.
But again, 80% of your crew are McMahons. So
Right.
I don't really think you're going to have a problem voting him back in
But
as
do you think
CEO.
Triple H would be like, okay, yeah, it's cool, just take the job
What's he
back?
going to say?
Triple H is going to wind up divorced.
I think Triple H is like, yeah, I'll take my $3 million and my
that it?
bonuses and
He
my
would just
stop
be like
option.
that about it?
Why not?
Hasn't he poured his heart and soul into tanking Raw recently?
Wow.
I figured he would be like, no, I worked too hard for the shitty ratings.
Just give me my $4 million. That's what I would be like. You want
Wow.
to come back, boss? Come on back.
Is that Mandy? Oh.
Wow.
Paul, what are you doing?
Fucking guy's got a bad heart, man. He can't handle Mandy.
Yeah, that's true.
He's
too.
hanging there with Stephanie.
That's, she doesn't make the penthouse of hot women, does she?
For me, she does.
Oh, look at you. Just in case Paul ever calls. Huh?
Just in case. Just
in case he ever
Just
calls.
in case.
You know, Pharaoh
Give me
said
credit.
something that I never would, Paul.
You know, your partner dogged me, but you're good to me. Yeah, I am. Come
You
on
look
up
like-
to Stanford.
Yeah, you look like you work out. Can your friend get me some weed?
Dude, oh, man.
That's fucking.
So what did we learn here?
I don't know. What did we learn?
learned that Mandy
learned
Rose will
something?
just become a normal human being in
Yeah.
about a year.
Right.
We learned Sasha Banks is going to rip so much money off of the real marks
Tony
of the world.
Khan.
The real marks
That
of the world.
That in a year, Tony Khan's going to be a regular guy.
That's right. And,
He's gonna
and
have more
Sasha
money.
Banks will own AEW.
Right.
And do her own organization.
I mean, how the hell is his father supposed to pay Trevor Lawrence when he gets his extension with the Jaguars the way this guy's dropping money? I mean, Sarah Jr.
You used all my money, kid.
Go back to your room. Could you imagine? Oh, Dad. Goes back in his room, doesn't even get any waffles
We've
for
learned that
breakfast.
Triple H is disappointed in his that NXT can't carry a main roster.
What is he
What
thinking?
that's what Stepdaddy told him all the years back. Why are you destroying Karrion Kross? Because he sucks, Paul. No one knows anything. Let's recap Pharaoh. Underwhelming. Look at that.
We're gonna bring you back with your hair. Why?
But
why?
listen,
Look at self is killing.
what we realize here is Vince is always right.
Of course,
He's always
listen,
right.
This is not a revelation.
Now, who did Vince choose out of that whole NXT crew that none of us would have chose to be the guy to step up?
Who's that? Come on, give him to me. There's too many wrestlers I'm annoyed with.
Austin.
Oh well, we love Theory.
But there you go.
I love
when he
Theory.
first got brought up, like, what? Are you kidding me? All these guys at NXT, this is the guy you choose? Guess what? Vince
I
was
love
right
Austin
again.
Theory. Can we say? Okay, the Bloodline is not underperforming. Seth Rollins is not underperforming.
No, Seth never underperformed.
And we love Austin, right?
Yep.
He's not underperforming. Bobby Lashley isn't underperforming.
Absolutely not.
Bray Wyatt's not even had a chance to perform yet, so we'll leave him be. While
You heard it
while
here.
this
Bray
builds.
Wyatt, once he starts wrestling, will be Bray Wyatt again.
He'll
and
be
we'll
underperforming.
like, goodbye, you're
hey,
done.
what did you think of Alexa? Did she do Sister Abigail?
Alexa looks like that she doesn't want anything to do with wrestling anymore, and she's just playing out her contract.
She's like, yeah. They change her constantly.
She's
Wait a
gotta
minute,
go.
is Alexa becoming the female Dolph Ziggler?
I think Alexa Bliss will be hanging out with Ryan Cabrera in about a year from now doing nothing. Look, the funny thing is, they've all made their billions, millions, and billions of dollars.
I know.
So it really doesn't matter.
I know. No, it doesn't. I just saw a picture of Justin Verlander with Miss Upton on St. Bart's Island.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, well, I guess Justin just got that car. Then I found out what she's worth.
Yeah.
She's worth way more than him.
I think they.
I was like, oh my God.
I think they own that island.
St. Bart's
Yeah,
Island?
probably.
You know what's funny? I was the last cruise ship to ever get over there.
Really?
If you're a regular person,
Can't go there?
We can't go there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Did not know
It was
that.
the last one. Don't you want to know what I did?
What'd you do? What'd you do there?
No, never mind. Yeah, I was the last boat to go in there. That was it.
All right, so this is what we learned, that Vince is always right and everybody else is wrong.
Yeah, of course. Vince rocks.
And that is all.
And his detractors don't.
All right, guys, this has been This Week in Wrestling. Enjoy SmackDown, and we'll see you next week. This is Mike Monte.
This is the Pharaoh. Later.